Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of COVID Conversations. Now, COVID 19 cases might be decreasing in the country, but a new mutation of the virus, which is popularly known as the Delta Plus, and it's believed to be more infectious and more transmissible, is being detected in several parts of the country and, of course, around the world, which is causing concern amongst health experts, authorities, and of course, the general public. Today, with the help of Dr. Shahid Jamil, who is one of India's top virologists, we will attempt to understand the Delta Plus variant and if it is as worrisome as it is being made out to be. So, thank you so much for speaking to me on this channel.
Sure, Priyata.
Dr. Jamil, let's start with the difference between the Delta and the Delta Plus variant, especially in terms of the effects on the human body. Is there any difference in symptoms or the disease itself?
Well, firstly, let me tell you what the difference is at the genetic level, and we'll come to the other uh,
Right.
questions after that. So, what has been found is that this lineage of virus, which is called Delta, has a certain number of mutations that characterize this lineage. Uh, and one other mutation has happened in the Delta lineage which normally would not have been of concern. But the fact that this mutation was earlier seen in the beta lineage, which
Hmm.
first emerged in South Africa, this is the cause for concern. Now, it's one position in the spike protein that has changed. And as I said, if it was just any other position, it would not have mattered. But
Hmm.
the fact that this was earlier seen in the South African virus, and the fact that the South African virus remains the best virus so far to evade pre existing immunity, that is why people are concerned now that uh, two very important variants of concern, Delta and Beta, have sort of come together in a way in another lineage, which we now call Delta Plus. So that is the situation at the genetic level. Now, the other question you asked is whether we know its effect on the human body, whether it's transmitting better, more infectious. Unfortunately, we don't have any scientific information on that yet.
Hmm.
Anything that you are hearing is simply conjecture. And the reason simply is that the number of sequences of Delta Plus detected so far are so few.
Yeah.
We've detected only about 200 plus cases uh, from the world over.
Yeah. In
Not
India,
necessarily.
as of today, it's 44.
No, in India it's actually 51, I believe.
Okay.
Huh. Uh, but 51 sequences in India out of 45,000 sequences that have been reported from India
Hmm.
constitutes only about 0.1%. So with so few viruses circulating, it is very difficult to say whether they are transmitting better or they're evading immunity better because the numbers are not high enough to be doing those kinds of studies.
Right.
Uh, so I think the thing to do right now is to keep an eye on this and see if the proportion of Delta plus in the virus pools that we are sequencing increases with time or not.
Right. So it was the Delta variant that was seen in much of the second wave, was it?
Right, right, right.
And the Delta Plus variant is was also found in India first?
No, no. Delta Plus was found somewhere in Europe. I don't remember the exact country. It was found somewhere in Europe. But in India, it was first detected, I think, 2 or 3 weeks back in Maharashtra.
So, but the Delta variant, is it the Indian variant? What we call
Yes,
the Indian?
Delta variant actually not the Delta variant, but the precursor to the Delta variant was first detected in Maharashtra in December 2020. And that was a virus that was called B1617,
Hmm.
which some people called the double mutant, some called the Indian variant. You may remember those days. And what we have very good evidence now that while uh, that virus was first detected, a precursor was first detected in December 2020, it really started increasing only around early March.
Hmm.
And from early March to now, it has become the most dominant variant virus in India.
So the WHO has termed the Delta Plus a variant of concern, and they've also said that the vaccine might not be enough to fight off this variant. They've said all the precautions of masking, social distancing, etc. They all have to be taken with, of course, the vaccine to be able to fight the Delta Plus variant. So, are the vaccines that we have right now, are they effective against the Delta Plus variant as of now,
Yeah,
according to
so
the information that you have?
it depends on what you call as an effective vaccine. If your benchmark for an effective vaccine is that I take the vaccine and I will not get infected,
Hmm.
then I'm afraid no vaccine fulfills that
Right,
criteria.
right.
All vaccines show good effect on prevention of symptomatic disease
Hmm.
and severe disease hospitalization,
Hmm.
right? So if you use that criteria, now there is real world data on both the Pfizer vaccine as well as the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine.
Hmm.
And there are 4 studies from UK by Public Health England, by University of Warwick, by the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, and by Imperial College.
Hmm.
And all of them show that uh, a single dose of either Pfizer vaccine or AstraZeneca vaccine gives you reasonable protection
Hmm.
against Delta.
Hmm.
And if you have taken 2 doses of the vaccine, then you get even better protection. And that
Hmm.
protection gives vaccine effectiveness in the range of about 90% plus
Hmm.
from all of these studies.
Hmm.
And that is from Christian Medical College, Vellore.
Hmm.
They have done a similar study to see what is the effectiveness of single dose and 2 doses of vaccine on infection, severe disease, hospitalization, getting into the ICU, and mortality.
Hmm.
And on all of these parameters, their results look almost similar to the British results,
Hmm.
that even a single dose affords reasonable protection, but when you take both doses, you get very good protection. Uh, while the CMC Vellore study looked at Delta variant,
Hmm.
they did not classify their result between Covishield and Covaxin.
Hmm.
Uh, the reason simply is that, as you are aware, Covaxin is being given only to about 10% people in the country. So the bottom line is
Hmm.
vaccines are still protecting against Delta uh, in terms of severe disease, in terms of hospitalization.
Hmm.
But yes, the effectiveness of vaccine against symptomatic disease is not very good.
So, speaking about Covaxin, although the efficacy in India, it seems quite all right, it seems as good as Covishield, but why isn't it getting the clearance in other countries?
Well, I can't really answer that question. Every country has a different regulatory network,
Hmm.
and their regulations are different. It's possibly because Covaxin has not published its phase 3 results yet. But I do know that that's one main reason why WHO has not given it the qualification that they have that they seek. In
Right.
fact, I don't think Bharat Biotech has even formally applied for WHO qualification. I do know that they are having some pre-qualification discussions with WHO,
Hmm.
but
So
whether
they
they
had
have
applied
formally,
for the FDA.
yeah, they had applied for FDA, but they had applied for FDA under emergency use application.
Hmm.
And FDA denied emergency use application, which doesn't mean that FDA rejected the vaccine.
Hmm.
FDA simply said that you come through the regular route of doing a phase 3 study,
Yeah.
providing me the phase 3 results, and then we will look at that.
So at the time of this recording, of course, like you said, there are 51 cases and about 4 deaths due to the Delta Plus variant. Can the Delta Plus
I don't know about the deaths, I can't confirm. All I know is one death in Madhya Pradesh, but beyond that, I don't know.
Yeah, I was
Maybe.
checking. So I think according to an Indian Express report,
Okay.
there are about
Okay.
4 deaths due to the
All right.
Delta Plus variant. So I want to know, can the Delta Plus variant spark a third wave in the country?
Again, the evidence, the data is missing, the studies are missing. But if you're asking my opinion on it, I will say that the virus doesn't look like it has acquired the kind of mutation that will make it much more infectious than Delta.
Okay.
Remember, going from Alpha variant to Delta variant, there was almost a doubling of the infectious rate.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't see that this one mutation is possibly going to bring that kind of change.
Hmm.
So my
But the
reserved
Delta did.
judgment on that,
But the Delta did, right, sir?
Delta did, Delta did. But now remember, we have much of the country is already covered by Delta. The
Hmm.
second wave was, second wave involved Delta big time.
Right.
So the population has been exposed to Delta.
Hmm.
Now, for another variant to do better than Delta would mean that it has an infectivity which is even better than Delta.
Hmm.
And I would wait for the data, and I keep saying that data is missing on that.
Hmm.
But just looking at the sequence, at the change that has happened, I don't think that Delta Plus had that kind of potential
Hmm.
to give a major increase in the transmissibility of Delta.
Right. We are learning something new about the virus pretty much every single day. But according to you, as a professional, why do you think that this virus is mutating so quickly?
The answer to that is because the virus is circulating so much. Remember, over 180 million people have been infected. So there is so much opportunity for the virus to multiply that every single time it multiplies, if random errors are introduced, those errors just keep increasing. And this is a very natural process uh, as the virus comes to an equilibrium with its newfound host, which is
Hmm.
us.
Hmm.
Remember, this virus had never seen a human before, just like humans had all not seen this virus before.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's actually the virus and the human beings are coming to an evolutionary equilibrium.
Hmm.
Now, we don't mutate that quickly, right?
Right.
Viruses mutate very quickly. I mean, because viruses multiply to such high numbers. And finally, it is not in the interest of any virus, let alone this virus, any virus, to kill its host. If if the virus kills its host, then
Exactly.
that's a dead end for the virus.
Yes.
A dead host will not transmit.
But it's
A dead host will not
yeah,
sneeze. A dead host will
which is
not,
why it's
yeah.
surprising that people are dying of the virus.
So that's the process of coming to an equilibrium. The virus is still evolving. It is very new in our population. It's barely 1.5 year old in our population. This is the process which will follow till the virus reduces its virulence and becomes harmless to us, and it will become like a common cold virus. But
Will
how
it
long
become a
that will take?
completely
Yeah, it
harmless
will
to
become
us?
like a common cold virus. But how long, I can't tell you that. Nobody can tell you.
So what steps must the government take to ensure that to ensure the control of the Delta Plus?
So good epidemiological surveillance, good genomic surveillance, to just keep an eye on this. And it's very important to know whether the fraction of this Delta Plus in the population is increasing with time. Let's say at this point, it's only 0.1% of all the viruses we've sequenced. God forbid if next month it becomes 1% or 2%, then that is a way, that is something to be concerned about, that in a month's time, the frequency of this virus in the population has increased tenfold. That should ring some alarm bells. But if it continues to circulate at 0.1%, then it really means nothing. Then it means that this virus is not any more infectious.
Right. And in terms of treatment, the treatment is the same?
Treatment is the same, yeah.
Right.
But I must say that, all of us are sometimes very worried about this variant or that variant. But we keep forgetting that there is one very simple tool that protects against all variants. And that tool is a mask.
Right.
So, we need to be wearing masks, and we need
So
to be
basically,
wearing
the precautions are the same, the treatment is the same.
Absolutely.
Wear the mask,
Yeah.
social distance.
So I would say, don't panic. Wear your masks, avoid crowded places, even though the country is opening up and the country needs to open up because the economic activity has to go on. We can't just keep shut forever.
Right.
Be careful. And to the government, I'll say, vaccinate as quickly as many people as possible. That's the only thing that will reduce transmission. That's the only thing that will protect people.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.